Okie dokie. What? 3? I've never streamed on 2. Okay, there we go. That made it work. Oh, that is crisp and fresh. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Welcome back. It is Free Refill episode 53, and it comes on the heels of what I will say was a very exciting round 1 and 2 of March Madness. Some huge games. We saw High Point versus Wisconsin. That was crazy. I was watching Kentucky Santa Clara while on my lunch break on Friday, and I gotta tell you, I was high, I was low. I had a lot of different emotions throughout the entirety of the game as someone who picked Santa Clara, so I'm deeply saddened by the outcome of that game, but it stands to reason that we are still here. It was an incredible showing throughout round 1, and then round 2 only made it, just better, no? Iowa beating Florida on a game-winning 3 with 2 seconds to go was, 4 seconds. I think it was 4 because they had enough time to get up the court, but I don't even remember the final. All I remember is the final shot by Iowa to take the lead. Dude, Bennett Sturt's coming over from, what was it? I don't remember what it was from before, but coming over from Drake to now lead Iowa to the Sweet 16 with a very real chance. I mean, Nebraska's good, but they have a very real chance to win that game as well. I mean, once you beat the 1 seed, it's very tough to know who you can beat from there. But it's been an incredible first 2 rounds. I've been excited about it. I'm going to be getting into the top 5 brackets from there, and then I'm going to talk about my top 5 games from each of the first 2 rounds. I'm going to be talking about the teams that let me down so sadly as it was. And then, of course, I do have one other thing to get into, and that's the NIL discussion, which I have a very strong opinion on, at least from my perspective. But we'll be getting into all of that. So I'm very excited. I'm still giddy, and I'm excited for what's coming up in the Sweet 16. I mean, the Sweet 16 looks very good. I mean, we're talking Duke versus St. John's. We're talking UConn, Michigan State. Iowa, Nebraska, the Battle of the Midwest. Houston, Illinois is going to be good. Arizona against Arkansas, I think, is going to be a great one as well. And then what? It's Purdue, Texas. Texas seems to be, like, maybe not the traditional Cinderella for some people. A lot of people would say needs to be a lower seed, which is garbage. They were in the first 4. They were in the first 4. That's a Cinderella team if I've ever seen one. They're the only team in the tournament to win 3 games. Then you've got, who's in the last division? Oh my gosh. Michigan. Who's Michigan play? I'm just going to look at the bracket. I don't even know why I'm not even looking at that. I should just know off the top of my head, but Michigan. Oh, Alabama, right. Man, Alabama wasn't even to slam. They just surprised me how good they'd be. And then Tennessee facing off against Iowa State. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. I hope y'all are too. We're going to be talking about it all today on a Monday here at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me get to the comments. Jay is in the chat. Welcome in, Jay. Appreciate you for popping out. Yeah. Jay says, man, I had 15 brackets in the group and not one of them is going to win it. So many good games and upsets. I got to say, I got to check on my bracket. My bracket's not too bad. What's weird for me is in the 2 groups I am in, I'm the only one who has Arizona in either one, which was kind of shocking to me. I think I'm in 4th right now. I have 460 points. I did slightly worse in round 64. I only got 220 as opposed to 240. Or no, I did actually better in round 2. Got 240 points compared to 220 in round 64. But I mean, someone in our group, in one of our group from home, had Gonzaga, so they're already pretty much cooked. But we got I'm at 460 right now. I'm looking pretty good so far. My max is not the highest. Someone still has a max of 1750, but I mean, the problem is in my next rounds, I have so many upsets. I have St. John's over Duke. I would need UConn over, well, UConn's not an upset, but UConn would need to beat Michigan State. Nebraska has a shot, again, since they drew Iowa instead of Florida. Illinois beating Houston, and then Illinois over Nebraska. That's plausible on that side. And then I would need Michigan to beat Bama because I had Texas Tech. Michigan would need to go to the Final Four. And then Tennessee would need to beat Iowa State, which is impossible due to Iowa State's injuries, but I could. That one's gonna be tough. I had Gonzaga in the Elite Eight, so that side's kind of chalked for me. And then Arizona would just need to beat Arkansas. And, of course, Arizona would need to win the whole thing. But, anything, and I say anything's possible. I think I think Illinois especially. Illinois is very much in a state where I think they're like, what is it called? A trapezoid team, like the trapezoid of excellence. They're in that. I feel pretty good about that. And then in the D&E group, I'm 7th? Yeah, David's 2 Duke brackets. Are they identical? They look like the 2 of the same bracket. They have the same point total. Did he just submit the same bracket twice? I wouldn't doubt it. That's crazy. But, no, yeah, I'm a little behind in that. Although, dang, Jay, yeah. 500 points in one of them, and then for Florida to go down, that's brutal. And then that Hofstra bracket by David also has 490 points already. And yet, it can't get much more. That's tough. Yeah, there's an Eric's LIU bracket. Nice. Oh, my gosh, dude. Yeah, Penn bracket in there. Zag bracket. Yeah, wow. A lot of Duke. I think Duke has a very good shot to go down to St. John's, though. It's just the only problem is that St. John's can't really shoot. So they need it to be a low score. They need Duke to have like almost the game they had versus Siena. And then I think St. John's has a chance. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Marcus is in the chat. Let me get Marcus's applause in here real quick. Appreciate you for popping out as always. Marcus also saying the Duke versus St. John's could be a sleeper for game of the tournament. If St. John's can play good defense and not go cold, they get a shot. Well, we've seen it in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, Duke's been slow, especially against Siena. Siena gave them all they had with their 5 starters. I mean, they played all their starters the same. I wouldn't even argue if they gave them a little bit of rest. Like if they gave them a little bit of rest at the start of the second half, I think they win. Low key, because if they had gotten rest, then I think they play better defense down the stretch, and it just makes it tougher on Duke. And Jay also saying, yeah, the one in the group that was winning at Florida winning it all. So there's that. Yeah, that's brutal. That's some brutal stuff, Jay. Oh man, yeah. I had a feeling Florida wasn't going to repeat. I think it was going to be very tough on their end. But for Iowa to go out there and do it was very impressive. It was overall an excellent round 1, and I thought round 2 would be kind of pull back a little. And round 2, I thought was even better than what I saw in round 1. But let me get into first, before we get into the games, before I talk about my favorite games, I have something very important to discuss, and it is the talk of NIL killing the March Madness. I put slimed just to be like censored or whatever, but seriously, I'm gonna be real. I've seen it already, and I knew it was going to happen pretty much no matter what happened in the first round. But the talk of NIL destroying the madness of March Madness is some of the most nostalgic, unk-ass talking point I've ever heard. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say it has no effect on it, because it definitely does. But to also say that the NIL is going to single-handedly kill it is not the truth. I think there's going to be an adjustment period, and that's what we're in. We're in an adjustment period of March Madness. March Madness isn't dead, and it's not going to die. It's just going to change shape, and it's going to evolve a little bit. But here's the argument I get from people. The argument that I've heard about why NIL is dead is because, oh man, you would see like a 13 seed and a 14 seed win every year, and now all the favorites are winning. First of all, you have to understand something. The whole point of an upset being an upset is that the idea is it's not, objectively, it's not supposed to happen often. Like if we had, let's say, 2 14 seeds win every year, just based off that math, I'm going to tell you right now, people are even going to question if the seeding even matters, right? It's like a huge. What would be the point? If 14 teams were winning every year, then okay, then just these one like in addition to on top of that, like on top of just the fact that upsets are rare, that's the point of them. The second major thing is it hasn't killed it. Like when we talk about March Madness, this year in 2026, the first round had hit its highest viewing total since 2011. So clearly more people are interested and want to watch March Madness more than in the last 15 years, according to those metrics, right? On top of all that, if you're going to tell me that you didn't enjoy watching Siena take it to Duke despite losing, I don't know what to tell you. To sit there like High Point doesn't get an awesome win over Wisconsin. To sit there and watch Texas Tech as a first 4 team, or not Texas Tech, to tell me you don't want to sit there and watch Texas as a first 4 team just shoot their way all the way into the Sweet 16 with, they'll play Purdue. But if they beat Purdue in the Elite Eight, what are you going to say? NIL's killing it now? The idea that the NIL is going to completely snipe college basketball and college football entirely and end it is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. You just watched a team like Indiana completely detonate that idea. Completely detonate the idea that, you need NIL, it's only big schools that are going to win. Indiana was terrible. Indiana was terrible and just rolled through college football. Now we're going to sit here and have the same conversation about basketball. And guys, I was looking into this. I was looking into the last, all these teams that have been upsets, that have won over the last several years. For example, let's take the two lowest seeds. Let's take 16 and 15 seeds that aren't supposed to win, that are supposed to lose to the 1 and the 2 seeds early in the round. Before 2020, not a single, only one 15 seed made it out of the second round. Only one. That was Florida Gulf Coast. Since 2020, there have been 3 15 seeds to make it out of the second round. You've been spoiled. We were spoiled with Cinderellas. Oral Roberts in 2021, Princeton in 2023, the Elite 8 St. Peter's. What are we talking about? We've been spoiled with upsets. And then all of a sudden, wow, there's not as many? Yeah, because teams are actually taking these underdogs seriously. Duke didn't for 30 minutes of basketball and almost lost. Before 2017, a 16 seed had never won. Since then, there have been 2. And we're going to say NIL is going to kill all of that? We're going to say NIL is going to kill all of that. No, they're not. It's going to evolve. You want to start winning at the March Madness level? You may have to spend a little bit more money. But listen, you're going to get better basketball. You're going to get better games. You're going to sit here and complain that NIL has killed basketball while watching Santa Clara versus Kentucky? You're going to sit here and complain that the NIL is killing March Madness when you're watching High Point, Wisconsin? Duke, Siena? What are we talking about? March Madness is, in my opinion, just as good, if not better, than it was before. Because you have teams that are genuinely at the top of their game, are some of the best teams out there, and you're seeing the best product. Because at the end of the day, not all of these teams are going to be able to be built to go that far. It's the whole point of these low seeds. The one that people will get me at will be the 14 seeds. But again, a 14 seed doesn't win every year. You're not guaranteed to see a 14 seed win every year. It's nuts. And usually, when that 14 seed wins, it usually means, guess what? Somebody up there in scouting the best teams in the country, there just weren't enough dominant teams. You're talking about a team that wasn't ranked correctly. That's usually what it is. I mean, it's not impossible, right? The closest we get is we get a 12-5 every year. Last time we didn't get one was what, 20? We didn't get. But by the way, 2023 and 2020, there weren't any. Or excuse me, 2023 there weren't any. I guess 2020 was just canceled, but 2023 there wasn't one. So I don't know. Again.